I have two summer knits that I want to possibly get done before summer is over. I don't know if that's going to be possible. Mm, but I've been kind of itching to buy some yarn. And I've never knit with cotton before. I've only knit with like wool. Also, I've been seeing the rose top kind of go around on the internet, and I really, really want to try knitting it. I think I might put in the order for yarn today. I am working on sweater number 30 right now by My Favorite Things, and hopefully I can get that done in the next week or two. That way I can start my summer knits in April, and then hopefully those I can kind of go through pretty fast. That way I can work, all right, that way I can wear them maybe right before summer ends. Do you guys freeze your used books, or is that weird? I typically don't, but I order these online, and the one underneath this, Anna Green Gables, the signature of all things, looked a little suspicious. So I threw them in a bag and they've been in the freezer for like 3 days. So I don't know if that's weird. I wasn't sure if I should put them with the rest of my books, so I just let them freeze in there for a little bit. I finished reading If I Had Your Face by Frances Cha yesterday. I really enjoyed this book. It follows four Korean women, and they're all kind of living in the same apartment building. And we get like a little bit of glimpse of their adult life. Of course, we get a little bit of backstory of how they grew up, the sort of circumstances they were in at that time, and how those circumstances influence their way of living now. On top of all of that, we also see how they are struggling with whether it be like their personal life, career, um, and like family relationships. It's a really bleak read, I would say. There is a lot of toxicity in it, but it's also showing them surviving in a world that is basically set against them. They're doing what in their means, what they can do in order to survive and to keep going. I really enjoyed my time reading it. My only complaint is we follow four perspectives, and in the very beginning, the tone of the writing is pretty much all the same throughout those perspectives. So until you get a little bit more into each character and knowing their personal backstory along with where they are in life, I kind of got confused in in just like moments not remembering whose perspective I was in. Overall, I really enjoyed reading it. I binged like the last 70% of it basically in one sitting. So, and I thought I would also show you my two current reads that I have. One that I'm probably going to be reading for a little bit is called Against Interpretation by Susan Sontag. This is a collection of essays that she wrote in the 60s. She writes about art, film, theater, critical theory, and I read a few of these when I was in college, and I was interested in reading some of her more famous ones, which are Against Interpretation and On Camp. I haven't gotten to the On Camp one just quite yet, but I am kind of making my way through it. I try to maybe read one or two in a sitting, but typically I don't really read this and binge it at all. But or she has really interesting takes. So I've been enjoying my time with that one. This current read is The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashem. I don't know anything about it. I didn't read what it was about. And I'm maybe like 20 pages in. So I really don't have any thoughts on that right now. But I do know there is a lot of praise for this book. And when I saw it in the bookstore, I just saw the little note that the bookseller was saying, and I just bought it. So there's that. Those are my reading updates for now.
Looking through my seeds right now, I have a few seeds germinating for my vegetable garden, and I'm trying to see what else I can get started. So I have some of the cucumber starting and a couple of tomatoes. The tomatoes usually take a little bit longer, and I have some peppers too. Peppers actually take like the longest, but they do produce a lot, so I'm not super concerned. But I do want to see what else, like probably cilantro, and then probably some beans. Yeah, probably some beans. I've really enjoyed gardening. I've been doing it for a few years now, and I get really excited whenever any part of my garden grows and produces. It feels very good to know that I can grow food. I always felt like I didn't have a green thumb, but I think most of the time plants persist and they're pretty resilient. So for the most part, I don't really do much outside of just like fertilizing, watering, and then I have a few things out there that are still alive from last year, and so I don't really need to replant those, but some of these, like I want to try chamomile again. That didn't grow last year for me. They died pretty early, so I want to try it again. But for the most part, oh, and probably dill. But yeah, I think I'll probably try to do my beans again. And then usually any type of either purple potted or just regular green beans, those produce a lot. But yeah, I get a lot of excitement when it comes to the growing season and when they actually do start growing, so.